So I just got off work and I decided that I would film a quick little vlog. It's also cold in here because my husband is taking a nap and he likes to keep it nice and cold in here, which is another reason why I thought I'd do a vlog, because he's taking a nap. Now you're up to date with my day. I wanted to do a vlog talking about fish extenders and cast member gifts for the cruise, because a lot of people, I feel like, don't understand what they are or how they work or who it's for, and don't know about cast member gifts and things like that. And as a cast member myself, I thought I would share some of the ideas and things that I've personally done for our cruise, the ideas and things that I've planned to do. So first of all, what the heck is a fish extender? So the name fish extender comes from the, there's a little like hook outside of your stateroom that looks like a fish. Classically, it is a fish. Now on the Disney ships, it's a number of different things. It could be, I think it was a carriage on the Wish. I think it's been a seahorse in some of the other ships. They have a bunch of different icons and things on the ships that it could be. But it basically is like what your room keys will be hanging off of, any notes or anything that the cruise line wants to give you will be hanging off of. It's kind of, think of it like your mailbox hook in a sense. A fish extender is basically something that extends the storage space in a way of your fish. So basically a fish extender is any sort of pocket, container, whatever that hangs off of that fish, or whatever the icon is, that you can get goodies and things in. And just because you don't have a fish extender does not mean you will not receive gifts. If you watch our Wish vlog from our Wish cruise, we actually got a gift from someone. They gave us like this little Mickey Mouse keychain, kind of like fidget toy that they had hanging off of our fish, or carriage, I think it was. And some people leave duckies and all this other stuff, but basically a fish extender, a lot of people have like these little like felt pockets in a way, and they'll have them labeled for all the kids' names or all the people's names. Jared and I actually we were looking into investing in one and then kind of decorating it the way that we wanted to for this cruise, but I have another idea for this cruise that I want to talk about here in a second. But basically the fish extender is any sort of pocket or anything that is hanging off of your fish for goodies. And you might be thinking like, who's getting these goodies? Why are we getting these goodies? So there's multiple ways you can do the fish extender activity. It is an unofficial Disney activity. It is not something ran by Disney. It is something ran by the guests. It's a traditional cruise thing that has been ran by the guests. I don't know if it started at Disney, but it is not an official Disney anything. It is something completely ran by guests. And there's multiple different ways you can go about doing it. So in the past, some people like going on Facebook, basically finding Facebook groups for fish extenders, and it's just literally just fish extender group, and then you would type in like the dates that you're going on your cruise and then like the ship that you're going on. And basically parents will get on, or people will get on, and they'll be like, oh, we want to participate, here's our stateroom number. And you can like it's good for like kids to get to know each other, so like they can have like friends on the ship and they can like leave little things for each other. I'll get into a second of what type of things you can get, but it's supposed to be a way to like build community amongst cruise guests and families, you know, of all types, you know, with kids or no kids. Like I said, Jared and I got one, and we didn't have any kids, and we didn't even have a fish extender posted. So, you know, it's for anybody and everyone who wants to participate. So you can do that. Personally, I think that is a little giving too much information, especially for Facebook. Letting people know when exactly you're going on your cruise is one thing. Letting them know your first name, your last name, how many kids you have in your group, what ship you're going on, like all of that I think is a little too much info. And that's coming from someone who literally found her roommate in the college program through Facebook. So to, you know, to each their own. If you choose to do that, great. I personally, we won't be doing that. What we are going to be doing is myself and Stephanie, the person who's going with us on our upcoming cruise. We have collected a number of different things, and again, I'll get into what they are in a second, that we plan on taking on the cruise and just leaving for people, not only on our deck that we're going with, but like leaving them for just like anyone and anything, you know, because there's a number of things that you can get and do for the cruise tours. For example, I don't have one on me, but I'm going to try and remember to put a picture here. What I decided to do, because I decided to be extra, is I got wooden slices from Amazon that came with strings and everything, and I hand painted a cruise line logo on one side, and on the other side a kind of like treasure inspired design, you know, for our cruise ship. And because it's a Christmas cruise, like it's basically like a little ornament, you know, that they get to kind of take home and remember their cruise that they went on the treasure around Christmas time. Stephanie, her idea right now is to make friendship bracelets, and make a bunch of little ones that say treasure on them, or like magic or be merry or whatever. And like, and I'm going to hang the ornaments on their little fish extenders or put them in a pocket, depending on which they have available. And same thing, she's going to hang it up there as well. Some people leave duckies. There's actually, if you type in fish extender online, you can get a lot of cheap little goodies. I'm sure Oriental Trading probably has a lot of fun things you can get, and like anything from duckies to fidget toys to stickers to whatever. Like there are so many different ideas out there on Etsy that are already pre-made, or things you can just buy cheap online. It's literally whatever you think. It's just like a little gift that you can give. I don't want to say pixie dusting. I know lots of people are like, oh, we got pixie dusted. As someone who pixie dusts for a living, that is not pixie dusting. Anyway, I digress. But anyway, you can leave like little gifts and things for different people. And it's one of those things where it's just like a happy surprise to kind of come home to at the end or wake up to. I've actually seen a lot of people like to do it in the middle of the night. So that way when they wake up in the morning, it's like, oh, we have this. Another thing you can do is there's not really a whole lot of official pin trading on the cruises, but what we plan on doing is hunting down fish extender pin boards. So you can kind of bring either a little felt thing or like a little cork board or whatever, and a handful of your own pins. A lot of people will even write, please like take one but leave one. Disney pin trading only, and they'll leave little signs, which we will also have. And you can pin trade with people. And again, because you get people on the cruises from all over the world, it's really cool to kind of get all those different variety of gifts and pins and things. Again, it's just a way to kind of like join the community together and kind of like something fun and exciting that's like not, you know, an official Disney thing, but something that you can kind of do off and on throughout the cruise, no matter how long or short your Disney cruise is. It's also, for me, like I came home and I would like hand paint like a coat or whatever, or like Stephanie making the friendship bracelets. It's something fun that you can kind of create and do while counting down the days to your cruise. Kind of leading into that, something else that I did was I like to leave gifts for cast members who are just special or made some magic. You can always do a cast compliment, obviously, in the parks and such, but I also kind of like giving them a gift, because in most roles across Disney property, not just on the cruise line, but also in the parks, most roles are not tipped roles. So if someone does something extra magical, the best thing you can do is, you know, send them a cast compliment on the app and tell them, hey, they did a great job, because that goes straight to their leadership and it proves to the leadership, hey, they're doing a great job. But I personally know that receiving little gifts, even if it's just a little handwritten note, means a lot, you know, because it's something you get to keep as well. So that said, I like to write in the past, what I did our first cruise is I hand wrote little notes to kind of give to our servers and such, which I'll get into that in a second, how we gave it to them. But this last cruise, I sat down and I did little like thank you cards that were inspired by characters from The Wish. So like Cinderella, I can't remember who else I did. I think it was Tinkerbell and Cinderella, I think is what I stuck with. But that said, this cruise, I've done the same thing. I did Jasmine, Ariel, I think Mickey, Steamboat Willie was one of them, you know, and on one side, it's a character that I kind of sketched and I colored in with like, thank you for making magic. And on the other side, I'm going to write a little personal whatever, like if they did something special, which most of the time they do, whether it's the housekeepers or the servers. Like every cruise that we've been on, they've done something special above and beyond, as they say, that like really meant something to us. And so I would write that down and then give it to them. But there's also lots of other things like we have on Etsy. They have a lot of cute little gifts, again, that you can purchase that are super tiny and you can and they're really cheap and inexpensive. For example, I have name tag stickers that say thank you for making magic, Walt Disney World, that we typically give. I take them every time I go to the park, so we give them to cast members who do a little extra magic for us. But they have cruise line name tag ones, so I plan on getting those as well to kind of give to, again, just anybody and everybody who's like not in our serving team circle on a cruise, that we can, again, give a little extra magic to, because they work really hard on the cruises. Now, how we give them to the servers is, a lot of people don't know, and they consider this a hidden fee. Personally, I don't think of this as a hidden fee as much as it is something that you need to budget into your budget. Is at the end of the cruise, they will give you the opportunity to, and it is an opportunity to pay/hand gratuities to your serving team and your housekeeping team. Now they have it listed specifically how much the gratuities are for the end of the cruise on like a little piece of paper. Again, if you've watched our Disney vlogs, I talk about it in both of our trips that we went to. And it has like the server's name, which I personally love, because then you can make it a little more personal. What they did, housekeeping, head server, whatever, and then how much of whatever it is. And then you can like fold that little piece of paper up, and they give you envelopes to give to each person. And I like to put their little gift inside their little envelope and hand it to each person. And I just feel like it's a nice little, because like they're gonna get it paid anyway, but like by handing it to them personally, it just, I think, is like a personal thank you for doing this. And you can modify how much or how little you want to give them at guest services at the end of your cruise. You can also prepay them ahead of time. We thought about prepaying our gratuities ahead of time for this cruise, but I'm afraid that we won't be able to still go through the same motion of handing it to them. So we're just budgeting it in. I was gonna end on something else and I forgot what it was. It's gonna really bother me. But yeah, you can even, I can imagine that you could probably even have your kids color like a thank you card or something and like hand that to them instead of like a tiny little envelope. And they probably, like, if I received a colored thank you card from a child, you best believe I'm keeping that. Actually, I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, this little square right here, that is all of the gifts I've received working in the castle. I actually have a little box that has all the other gifts and things that I've received through the years of working at Disney, but these are specifically just from the castle. I keep every single one and I put every single one up there. And I think there's even a couple of things hanging that are like little gifts and things that I've received from kids. So like making fish extenders for like other guests is awesome because you're able to make extra magic for people. But at the same time, making magic for cast members, especially considering these cast members, again, work so hard, like it's a big deal, you know? So anyway, I hope this vlog was insightful. Informative and insightful. If you've ever done the fish extender, let me know what you traded or gave to people in the comments below. If you've ever made presents for cast members, let me know that as well. I'm always curious to see what fun gifts people give for cast members. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Hit subscribe if you have not. I will be doing a lot more cruise tips and content and things as we get closer to our cruise. Oh, I forgot to mention, because our cruise is a Christmas cruise, we are doing, we're gonna be hanging stockings for each one of us with metal hooks with our names on them instead of doing like a fish extender thing, so that way people can put things in our stockings. Anyway, that's all. Bye-bye.